guys, Stephanie Gruhn here. Welcome to Ventilation Nation and Integra podcast. Our series or episode today is with Mr. Jeff Harding. He's a commissioning manager with Neudorfer Engineers. Neudorfer Engineers is an Integra company. And thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for inviting me.
We're going to chat a little bit about commissioning. What is it? Why do we do it? Some of the benefits. Where's the industry going? And, you know, Jeff's been around in the industry for about 19 years, and he's got such a great view and perspective on this topic. So, again, so excited. So, yeah. Tell us a little bit about what the heck is commissioning and why do we do it?
So, commissioning is a process. So, it's a process of verifying that your systems in the building are installed and are operating according to the design intent. So not just what the drawings show, but the intent of your systems, and that it's operating in a way that it can be the most efficient as possible.
Okay. So the way I understand it is it's not regulated in a lot of states. Some states are, some states aren't. What are the benefits, and why would a building owner choose to do commissioning if they don't have to?
A lot of it comes down to efficiency. So efficiency of your systems. Bad news early for a lot of these things. The earlier you can involve us, the better. So to be involved with a project means taking the reins on a project, working with the owner, being their liaison, their boots on the ground. These owners are very important people. They've got a lot of things to do. They entrust in us to be their eyes and ears and boots on the ground. To coordinate with their general contractors, with their mechanical guys, their electricians. There's a lot of moving parts to a building. It looks static, it looks boring, and it's there, but there's a lot going on in there, and we help our owner get exactly what he paid for.
I mean, does commissioning help? It helps build a better building.
Correct.
It helps the building be more safe and comfortable.
Mm-hmm. So safe, comfort, so how much air is being moved through, verifying the balancing, verifying the controls are working properly, when they're supposed to be working, if people aren't in the building, that it's being efficient and saving you energy by not running when you don't need to run. What are those setbacks at night? Not too far setback that you can't make it up in the morning and it's cold in the morning when you show up. So those are a lot of things that go into it. Thinking about it holistically. Okay.
So what about energy efficiency? I know you mentioned energy when people are in or out of the building, but what about overall energy efficiency?
So kilowatt hours is how, you get home, you look at your energy bill from your house, right? And your kilowatt hours equals dollars. So operating a pump, operating a fan for an air handling unit. If you're not there at the office, nobody's here, it's called unoccupied mode. Okay. It should be off, and there's setback temperatures. You don't want it to get below 60 or above 80, but you don't need it perfectly comfortable when nobody's here.
Because I know when you adjust the temperature too extreme one way or the other, it's hard on the system, right?
Yeah, if you're too far extreme, it can't quite make it up. And that's where we're organizing with the engineer and understanding the capabilities of your systems. And that then makes sure it gets put into the test scripts that we write. And then the controls guys at the end of the job. And then it gets handed off to the maintenance facilities.
Okay, cool. Yeah. Good. That's good. Good explanation. I feel like I could be a commissioning agent any second now.
We'll take you.
We'll take me. Yeah. You guys need people, right?
Yeah, we do. Yeah. Yep, we do here. Yeah.
So when do we start? When's the best time to start the commissioning process?
As early as possible. It makes sense. Usually in the schematic design phase, we can be the owner's liaison from the start, right? A lot of the owners are getting hung up on paint color. What do they want? Usage of the facility. So if we're understanding what the building's going to be used for, as those iterations of drawings come out from schematic to design docs to construction docs, as each idea comes up, each question mark comes up, we're there to bounce ideas off of.
Okay, that's
Help
interesting.
steer the ship.
So at the as early as possible, schematic design phase. And that's interesting that you said the building owners are more focused on like paint colors or the walls or things like that. That's something I would focus on. So that's a good point.
Yeah. So yeah, you're understanding, the usage of the facility, and we're understanding, okay, how you're going to apply that to your systems that people don't look at when they're in the building.
Right.
They only see the problems. Like, oh, this light keeps turning off when I'm sitting here working, right? You have to stand up and wave your arm. How annoying can that be? Yeah. When you're in a room and it's cold over here, it's hot over there. Why is the system running continually and my energy bill is out the roof?
So those are signs for a building that probably wasn't commissioned properly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So where do you see this industry going in the next 3 to 5 years?
That's pretty exciting. I mean, on the East Coast, the Virginia guys are working on retro commissioning of data centers. So they're working with the owners to put in place operations that can save the owners money. Exactly what I was talking about with when you're using systems, how often you're using them, the efficiency of when the chillers are running. So there's the retro commissioning, there's the monitoring based commissioning.
So let me. I'm just for anybody that might not be familiar. What does retro mean?
Retro,
other than wearing a '70s outfit with beads and peace signs.
You don't show up to a job site wearing that. But so retro commissioning is essentially, if you think of it, going back retro, right? So we're going back to commission. So it was commissioned, or it was never commissioned. So there's recommissioning, retro commissioning work hand in hand. Okay. So if it was never commissioned, it's called retro commissioning. You're going back in time and you're testing this system that should have been tested. Recommissioning is just what it sounds like. It's doing it again, which makes sense to do it. We recommend every 5 years. LEED recommends every 5 years. Different systems require
LEED. What's LEED?
So leadership in energy and environmental.
LEED.
Yep, LEED. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So there's a couple big players out there. There's LEED. So there's the Army Corps of Engineers, the naval facilities. They have things put in place where we go out there 9-10 months after the project is completed, it's been turned over, we tested it, and we verify that it's operating. A couple of months before the warranty comes, and boom, sorry guys, off site, you won't get a hold of them again because the warranty's out. Like your car breaks down, like 10,000 mile warranty breaks down on 10,001 miles.
Yeah,
it's what we try and
it's my prohibit.
Luck. Yeah. So energy efficiency is the key. That's why we commission. Mm-hmm. So for energy, because like I said, that a lot of people see that as dollars and cents. Mm-hmm. You come down to it as dollars and cents. Operability, occupant's health, right? Mm-hmm. So the balancer comes in, they're verifying that you're getting the proper amount of minimum outside air on your air handler, right?
So as far as the industry goes and where it's going, though, you see it going more in the retro recommissioning space versus new construction?
So there's definitely new construction. Okay. So on new construction in states like Oregon, where it's now going to be implemented coming up, where they've got the new codes being put in place. In Washington, we've got the codes put in place. And now the building inspectors are starting to enforce that. Mm-hmm. So these are for typical systems like HVAC, which everybody knows, Ventilation Nation, right?
Yep.
Little plug for you.
Thank you.
So HVAC, domestic water, lighting controls, energy metering, those are the things that the energy code requires. Mm-hmm. On top of that, you got people like LEED and the Army Corps of Engineers, which understand the value in commissioning a building envelope as well, right? So we've got, the subject matter experts like Phil, that do the building envelope testing. Mm-hmm. So we can have the most efficient systems in the world inside of this building. But if it's leaking like a sieve and you got the worst windows in the world, and so where it's going is building envelope commissioning. On the East Coast, we're looking to team up with partners that are experts in that. They're subject matter experts for building envelopes. Team up with them. Water penetration testing is now being put into the 019119 commissioning spec that's coming out. Okay. So we're looking at verifying that your water windows.
So future regulations, retro, recommissioning, new construction, and it's just probably a lot more visibility in the industry right now to what commissioning can bring. So it's probably about educating the market and the industry and the building owners and all of those of what commissioning actually can do.
Yeah, and even when we're out on field doing commissioning, a lot of it comes word of mouth. Mm-hmm. The contractors understand, and we want them to learn. It's teaching our clients, what do we do? What is the value? And that's what, Integra, a lot of the companies, a lot of the personnel really, they understand that and they drive that.
Yeah.
We want to teach our clients why we're valuable.
Yeah, awesome.
One, it keeps us repeat business, but two, it gives them an operational building that works.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, Jeff, we're going to have to wrap up this episode, but you were amazing guest. Thank you so much. Every time I do a podcast, I learn something new. So appreciate your time here. And guys, if you want to learn more about commissioning, you can hit up this guy, Jeff Harding. He is based in Seattle, Washington. And again, thanks so much. And look forward to all our viewers seeing you in the future. Peace out.